But do you think society should be opened up and we should just get on living?
I think we need to get on living it as far as possible. Obviously, it's up for society to determine what's an acceptable level of illness and acceptable level of attrition with this illness. We have to accept the fact that we must live with this virus. It's here for the foreseeable future. There isn't a vaccine immediately on the horizon, and so we must have this discussion as a society, and that includes all sectors of society, of how we get on with our life. Now, as a geriatrician, you mentioned I look after older people for a day-to-day job, and I had to look after older people during the height of the last wave of the crisis. And a couple of things that people have been saying to me, particularly a lot of older people, felt very distressed by the cocooning, and I think that in hindsight will be proven to have been at least a mistake that we didn't consult. Older people a bit more, a lot of morbidity has arisen from that we're now dealing with. I think a lot of older people are now expressing the feeling that maybe life isn't worth living any longer because there's an equipoise now between their enjoyment of life and the lack of family celebrations, community occasions, sporting and cultural events, etc., etc. And so you can't just assume that the only outcome from this pandemic here can be judged by what is the death rate, because society has other factors that it values. It values enjoyment of life, it values employment, it values our businesses, and so we do need to have a broader discussion with society.
We just had a discussion there, Richard was talking about the pubs. Would you open the pubs?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it's not just about alcohol. It is trivial to kind of visualise this as an open party season for people like those scenes you may have seen in Killarney, etc., etc. For many rural communities, and I have family who live in some of these communities, all they have as a community centre is the pub. It's not about their going down lashing into drink. It's where people meet. It's where they share a greeting, where they share a news, they commiserate, they support one another. And we are facing into a winter where people need that kind of support and structure.